Hello everyone, this is Scott Lowe with Activision, and I am here with Dan Bunting of Treyarch. Welcome, Dan.
Thank you, Scott.
Now, for Call of Duty Black Ops 3, one of the things I'm most excited about is the new Specialist system for multiplayer. Can you give people a rundown about what a Specialist is?
Yeah, totally. I'm super excited about Specialists. It's something that I've got a lot of passion for as part of this project. It's something different for Call of Duty, different for Black Ops. But we started just developing this feature. It was more of a customization feature. We wanted to give players these characters that felt unique and cool and different, that they could customize, and everyone would have their different attachments to different characters. But it was missing something in the beginning because it was just purely cosmetic. So we wanted to develop gameplay mechanics for each of them. So we started to develop, brainstorm all these ideas about, well, if this character is based on sort of this personality and this background and this look and this sort of theme, what kind of gameplay mechanics could we do to support that character? And so that was a lot of fun. It was just developing, you've seen Ruin in his gravity spikes is his special weapon. So he's like this big kind of bruiser, sort of, very military, classic Call of Duty type of character. And he's all about sheer force, just power. And so the gravity spikes were a natural extension of, him coming in and slamming down to create a devastating blast shockwave around him.
Yeah, well, because each of these characters have their own unique personality, right? And so that's intrinsically tied to his backstory, his voice acting, all of that is kind of just all tied together, it seems like.
Yeah, it all comes together, and we wanted these mechanics to really extend that personality, because players are going to feel invested in certain characters that they like the most. And in order to really pay off that investment, we wanted them to feel like it was a gameplay mechanic that they really enjoyed, and also a character that they would like, to fit that gameplay mechanic.
Well, and there's a variety in terms of their specialist weapons. You've got everything from bows to the gravity spikes, as you mentioned. Each one has its own kind of devastating effect. But there's also the specialist ability, right? So they have limited time boosts of some kind, right?
Yeah, so the weapons are designed to just be sheer force. It's all about lethality and getting a power weapon and a power spike at a moment in time during the course of a match. But their abilities are about tactics, and their abilities are about reinforcing the pure gunplay of that character. Whether it's your weapon or your ability, you're going to earn it throughout the course of a match based on a combination of time and score events. So if you're a kind of player who likes to go for objectives, you're going to earn score faster than somebody who might just be a pure slayer that runs around and just gets the kill count. So they'll, the more you earn score, the more you accelerate the earning of that weapon or ability. Weapons take longer to earn than abilities do, because abilities are much more passive and tactical in nature versus weapons, which are brute force. So the weapons you might see, an average player might get a couple times a match. A good player might get 3 or 4 times a match. But we balance that with, again, going back to some of the risk-reward stuff that we've talked about. If you're going to give players that power spike and that reward, you also have to put a lot of risk into the system. So you have to really pick your moments.
Well, thank you so much, Dan. I really appreciate it. I know this is just a small slice of Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and you guys probably have a few more tricks up your sleeve.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about.
Well, and for all the updates on Call of Duty Black Ops 3, be sure to stay tuned to the Activision Games Blog.